North Andover Night Out, and I'm joined right now with Officer Foulds. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, we were talking a little bit before we went on air. You're here to talk about the Student Police Academy.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, that goes at the high school level?
Yes, high school level now. If it's well received and we can fit it into the other schools, maybe we'll expand it in the future, but it's always been a high school level course.
Can you explain to us what that is?
So the Student Police Academy obviously is for high school students that some of them are just curious, some may be interested in the career in law enforcement, some are just curious as to what police officers do, and that's fine. And we have our school resource officers run it.
Okay.
And the school resource officers will cover different topics every week. Right now it runs a trimester. The high school does trimesters, so it runs one trimester. And each week will be a different topic. And it's meant to somewhat mimic what we do in the real police academy, what we would go through.
What type of topics do you run?
Big things are legal update.
Okay.
We explain changing the laws. We explain the laws, both constitutional law, okay, which everything's based on.
Right. State and federal, or do you stick pretty much to the state stuff?
We stick to the state stuff, but all the state stuff has a basis in constitutional law.
Right.
And we talk about case law.
Yeah.
Because it's important they know.
Yeah.
And they're going to know their rights. We'll explain to them that, no, these are our rights as police officers. You can't do that in this situation.
Right.
It encourages some good back and forth with the kids. We'll also do defensive tactics, basically show how to defend yourself. We don't do firearms or anything like that, obviously. We'll bring in speakers, we bring in our canines.
Okay.
We'll bring in the search and drug dog.
Okay.
We'll also bring in a search and EOD dog, explosive ordnance.
Is that what us common people would call search and rescue?
No, that would be what most people call a bomb dog.
Oh, okay.
All right, but he's not just bombs. He'd find guns, ammunition. If a gun was recently fired and there was gunpowder residue on a door or something, he would alert on that.
Okay.
And that's what we in North Andover have. Mojo is a search and rescue and an EOD dog. So most dogs are cross-trained.
And I would think in a community our size, you wouldn't need dogs of every level, but a dog that would cross level.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but they can only they're all search and rescue. And Officer Seawade can speak better on this than myself. But the second thing, they can either do drugs or they can do explosives.
That's the dog sniffing out the drugs, or the
dog sniffing out, right? They can all do search and rescue.
That.
It's just one dog can sniff it. You can't give them both the explosives and the drugs. All right, there's only so much that the dog can take in because it's a training process.
Understandable. Now you said this is right now available at the high school level.
What's that?
You said right now we've got the music now in the background. You said that this is available at the high school level.
Yes.
Now if I have a student in high school, how would the student get involved? What do they have to do to sign up?
Well, we get information out through guidance in the school that on the second trimester or the third trimester, we're offering the Student Police Academy. And sign up. This is your commitment. It's held during advisory this year. It'll be held during advisory, and the child makes the commitment. They sign up. We don't turn anybody away. We could have a class of 8 people. We could have a class of 28.
Now, do you have to be an upperclassman? Can you be a freshman or sophomore? Is there some sort of an age?
That hasn't been determined yet. Usually in the past it's been juniors and seniors.
Okay.
But sophomores and freshmen have expressed interest. And that's something we've been talking to Chet Jackson, the principal at the high school, and Scott Young, one of the assistant principals. And we're going to work with them. That's why we're not going to start this the first trimester.
Makes sense.
Let the bugs get out of the school year. Let them figure out how everything's flowing. And then hopefully the second trimester and the third trimester we do this. And if things go really well and we can write a really good curriculum for this, then it would actually be accredited credit earning course.
What type of, I mean, are we talking like an electives course or
Yes.
or a history course? Because you're talking about, constitutional law.
It would be like a student police. It'd be like a criminal justice course, I guess.
Okay.
If they were going to name it something.
Wow, now you can reach out to not just kids who are interested in law enforcement, but maybe a child who's interested in becoming an attorney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a social worker, or all different levels.
It's all part of like the human services field, and
No,
that's what we're in.
That's fantastic, because then this way the kids and anybody can see that you're not out to just write tickets for parking and speeding. And
well, that's why we have events like this too. It's to show people not every interaction with a police officer is a negative interaction. We have hundreds and hundreds of positive interactions with the public.
That's good.
On a weekly basis. Unfortunately, most people remember the negative things more often than the positive things.
Yeah. No, it's not the 500 times you said, "Oh, don't slip on that thing over there." It's the one time you pulled me over and said, "Phyllis, you're going 5 miles over the speed limit. I gotta, I gotta write you a citation on this."
And
one.
we're very lucky in North Andover. The community is really supportive of us. So that's huge. Not every community has that. We're lucky in North Andover we do have that.
Yes. Well, I think we're a small enough and a close-knit enough community that we can feel safe, thanks to the department.
Yeah. And we've got a lot of great young officers. Like I said, it's a great department. So I've been on here 31 years.
I was about to say, how long have you been on the force?
I've been on 31 years, so I'm getting towards that retirement age, and I have no question that the department's in great hands going forward.
That as a resident, that makes me feel good.
Good, I'm glad.
You always want to hear your police department is strong and there to have you back when needed.
Right.
Let me ask you, how often do you come to this event? I know that it's been, our 10th year here in town running it? Are you usually here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm usually here. It's at least our 10th. Honestly, it's one of those things you lose track of. It just becomes something that happens every year. I come every year. I love it. Started back with Chief Stanley and Lieutenant Gallagher and Lieutenant Carney were the command staff. And then Chief Gallagher carried it on with Lieutenant Carney, Lieutenant Gray at the time, myself. And now it's Chief Gray, Lieutenant Landon, myself. So the command staff's changed. A lot of the people that work on it, Danny Cronin, he's a detective, does a ton of work for this night. He's been instrumental every single year since its inception. You probably have 20 officers out here volunteering their time tonight.
No, and it's fantastic, not just for the free hot dogs and hamburgers. But no, it's nice for the kids to get out even on a hot day like today to be able to see that there's more going on than just what they're used to on their normal everyday basis.
Merchants in town get the little name recognition, and who knows? They may get some business in the future, but at least people know they're in town. Exactly.
Now, when you're not doing the police academy, what is your normal function on the force on a daily basis?
Well, I'm a lieutenant in charge of the criminal investigation division, which includes detectives, school resource officers, court, and evidence. So that all comes under my purview, and tell people all the time, it's the best job in the police department. And I'm in charge of 8 guys, and people.
I was gonna say, you gotta get some more girls on that force.
No. I have one right now. One of my school officers, Kara Caffrey, who's a rock star, and in my eyes. And but it's like 8 people in my division, all hardworking, self-motivated. Like if I said, "Well, I need this done," I'll have like 3 or 4 of them come. Well, I can do it. I only need one person to do it, guys.
But I want to do it.
Yeah, and that's how they are. So I have a great job.
Well, thank you for joining us this evening. And you said that if a child is interested over at the high school of getting involved in the police academy, they should contact their guidance counselor?
Yeah, we'll get information out to the kids.
Okay.
Once we figure out exactly how we're going forward with it, we're hoping to do it second and third trimester.
So wait for the school notices to come
The
out.
school will notify the kids, and hopefully we can do it 2 trimesters. If we only do it one, we do it one, and then we'll build on that for next year.
Now, let me ask you, has any thought been given to maybe doing something over the summer for the kids who don't go to North Andover High?
I'm
I'm probably catching you off guard with that one.
Yeah, well, you know, we've done things in the past over the summer. We've run a Rad Kids program, and that's been well attended. We run that through the youth center.
Okay.
And it's great. It's like, I want to call it self-defense, but it's kind of a little bit of stranger danger, so a little bit of self-defense, a little bit of how to make people around you aware that something negative is happening, how not to be afraid to fight back. And Officer Caffrey runs that. So we do that during the summer. We didn't do it this past summer due to an injury.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's one of the things we do. I don't know if we can do a student police academy. Just a simple fact, it's tough to coordinate summer, vacations. So I ask you to make an 8-week commitment to come every Tuesday night. Well, I'm on vacation, my family this time and this time. Whereas if we went into the school year, school vacations,
They're all
there's no
standardized.
school.
Yep.
So take your vacation.
No, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely total sense. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for coming on,
Oh, thank you very much.
and have a good evening.